Hello everyone, welcome to the Tim Booker channel. Wishing you all a pleasant listening experience. Today, I'll be interpreting a book for you titled The Deep Learning Revolution, with the subtitle Artificial Intelligence Meets Human Intelligence. This is not a book about learning techniques, rather, it delves into the realm of computer science known as deep learning. You may not be familiar with this term, but you have certainly heard of artificial intelligence. Deep learning is currently the most popular artificial intelligence algorithm, which emulates the functioning of the human brain, making computers truly intelligent. It can be said that deep learning is the soul of artificial intelligence. In fact, there are many books on artificial intelligence, but this one stands out from the rest. Most books on AI either have a high entry barrier, accessible only to computer professionals, or they avoid technicalities altogether, focusing on the impact of AI on the outside world. However, this book serves as a comprehensive introduction to AI technology, specifically designed for lay people. It explains the technical principles, traces the development of AI, and offers a glimpse into its future, providing us with a thorough understanding of artificial intelligence. You should know that explaining complex technologies like AI to non-experts is even more challenging than explaining them to colleagues. Yet, the author of this book, Terrence Sejnowski, is one of the few fitting candidates. He has been involved in AI research for nearly 40 years and is considered the pioneer of deep learning algorithms, a true authority in the field of artificial intelligence. Additionally, Terrence Sejnowski is an esteemed member of 4 prestigious U.S. academies: the National Academy of Sciences, the National Academy of Medicine, the National Academy of Engineering, and the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. Being a member of these academies is a tremendous honor in the scientific community, and currently, there are only 3 living members who hold such a distinction. Indeed, I don't need to introduce how explosive the field of artificial intelligence is today. With technologies like AlphaGo, Google Translate, speech recognition, autonomous vehicles, and ChatGPT, it's evident that AI is reshaping the world. However, in interpreting this book, I will focus not only on the present but also on the past and future of artificial intelligence. We will explore the history of AI, which is longer and more tumultuous than you might imagine, through the eyes of experts to gain a comprehensive perspective on its future. By understanding the principles of deep learning, we will gain a clearer vision of the future of artificial intelligence. Before delving into today's thriving AI landscape, it is crucial to look back at the history of artificial intelligence to grasp the significance of deep learning and why it is considered the soul of AI. Surprisingly, within less than 60 years of development, AI has already experienced at least 3 severe crises. Each crisis almost pushed artificial intelligence technology into a dead end. The first crisis emerged when people had just begun exploring artificial intelligence. The study of AI is commonly acknowledged to have started in 1956 when 4 American scientists, including Marvin Minsky, initiated the Dartmouth Summer Research Project on Artificial Intelligence. This program marked the beginning of AI research. During the early days of AI research, there were 2 distinct directions. The pioneers in AI research were divided into 2 camps, the design-oriented camp and the learning-oriented camp. The design-oriented camp believed that AI could be designed from the top down, with clear symbol rules and methods. By writing programs and inputting them into computers, the machines could possess rational thinking abilities. On the other hand, the learning-oriented camp believed that in most practical problems, finding the precise symbol rules and methods proposed by the design-oriented camp was challenging. They preferred to rely on vast samples and let the computers learn gradually, imitating the process by which humans learn and understand the world. The core idea of the learning-oriented camp was to make computers understand things through learning and mimic the workings of the human brain. By learning extensively, the computers would gain human-like intelligence. However, during the early days of AI, most of the pioneers in the field were more inclined towards the design-oriented camp, as its ideology aligned with the previous research in computing. Many believed that just as computing functions were achieved by programming specific rules, AI could follow a similar approach. However, they soon encountered a problem known as the blocks world problem. This challenge involved teaching a robot to stack blocks like a child. While it seemed simple enough for children, instructing a robot to do the same turned out to be much more difficult. Computer scientists found themselves facing a colossal program that kept crashing despite their efforts to create a comprehensive algorithm. This Block's world problem exposed the difficulties in making computers perform tasks that humans find simple, such as having visual and auditory perception and walking smoothly. After these setbacks, the learning-oriented camp started to gain recognition. They had the confidence that the challenges in the field of AI had already been solved by nature through evolution. Our brains had developed efficient programs to handle tasks like stacking blocks and playing table tennis. Thus, they believed that by imitating the learning process of humans, AI could find similar algorithms. In 1957, Professor Frank Rosenblatt of Cornell University made the first breakthrough in this direction. He invented an algorithm called the perceptron, which could achieve the task of teaching a computer to recognize apples by identifying numerous apple images. The perceptron formed its own standards by distinguishing real apples among various images. In the same year, the perceptron algorithm was used in a real-world project by computer scientists for the U.S. military. The algorithm was employed to teach computers to identify images with tanks. After training, the computer could successfully recognize tanks in new images. This achievement received significant attention in the United States, as people saw the potential of artificial intelligence in solving real-world problems. Despite these breakthroughs, the perceptron algorithm was still far from true artificial intelligence, as its capabilities were limited. When faced with complex information, the computer would be susceptible to interference from other data. For example, while recognizing tanks, the computer could only identify them on a sunny day. If there were clouds in the pictures, the computer would struggle to differentiate between clouds and tanks. Thus, the next challenge was how to enable the perceptron algorithm to handle more complex problems. Scientists decided to continue learning from humans. The perceptron imitated our neural origins, but human thought processes were much more intricate. Relying on numerous neurons forming neural networks, AI researchers began to contemplate whether they could connect perceptrons together to create larger artificial neural networks. Following this line of thinking, they started investigating but soon encountered another barrier, one raised by a pioneer in the field of AI, Marvin Minsky. In 1969, Marvin Minsky, often considered the father of AI due to his pivotal role in initiating the Dartmouth Summer Research Project on Artificial Intelligence in 1956, published a book titled Perceptrons. In this book, he made several assertions, among which was that individual perceptrons could only solve very limited problems. To address more complex issues, they would need to connect more perceptrons to form artificial neural networks. At that time, this might not have sounded surprising, aligning with what others were thinking. However, Minsky also concluded that there was no feasible algorithm to train artificial neural networks. It was akin to Edison proclaiming that while they had invented the light bulb, they couldn't control electricity for more complex purposes. Minsky's pessimistic judgment made a whole generation of AI researchers shy away from artificial neural networks, plunging AI research into its second crisis. Fortunately, a small group of computer scientists persisted in their research, striving to find algorithms to control artificial neural networks. Even Minsky himself didn't give up. After 16 years of exploration, in 1985, there came a glimmer of hope, brought about by the work of Terrence Sejnowski, the author of this book, and another AI expert, Geoffrey Hinton. Together, they proposed an algorithm called the Boltzmann machine, which allowed many perceptrons to form an artificial neural network. This breakthrough was significant as it demonstrated that computer scientists could indeed find an algorithm to connect perceptrons into artificial neural networks to handle more complex problems, completely refuting Minsky's prophecy from 16 years ago. Looking back, Minsky had made an error in his judgment, drawing conclusions that impacted countless AI researchers and slowed down the pace of AI development for over a decade. However, Sejnowski's Boltzmann machine algorithm paved the way for even simpler and more efficient algorithms in 1986, such as David Rumelhart's backpropagation algorithm. The backpropagation algorithm found the language for communication between perceptrons, which became a foundational element in AI research. Now, computer scientists could construct more extensive artificial neural networks to tackle more complex problems. The second wave of AI was underway. During this time, AI projects were also attempted in various domains, including intelligent translation, speech recognition, autonomous driving, and smart healthcare, all of which laid the groundwork for the current state of AI. However, this wave of AI excitement lasted for less than 10 years. By the mid-1990s, researchers again lost confidence in AI, this time due to the slow pace of training AI. The algorithms were feasible, but the computational limitations were insurmountable. Researchers had to wait for the rapid development of computing power. The good news was that the mid-1990s marked the era of rapid advancements in computing, thanks to Moore's law. This law stated that the number of transistors on a chip would double approximately every 2 years, leading to exponential growth in computing power over time. In nearly 50 years, the computing capabilities of chips had increased by over 1 million times. This marked the arrival of the third wave of AI. With mature algorithms and improved computing capabilities, researchers could now build large-scale artificial neural networks. The key that unleashed the potential of artificial neural networks was the deep learning algorithm. In deep learning, deep refers to the presence of hidden units in the algorithm, similar to how a human has ears to hear and a mouth to speak, along with countless neurons working for hearing and speaking. The hidden units in the algorithm are akin to these neurons, working tirelessly for the tasks of listening and speaking. The more hidden units, the more complex tasks the AI can handle. For instance, the Google Brain project, developed by Google for speech recognition and image search, employed an artificial neural network with over 1 billion nodes. The third wave of AI brought forth renewed interest from commercial investors and the general public. It appeared that AI could solve a vast array of problems. However, this enthusiasm only lasted for about 10 years, as researchers again faced challenges. The problem this time was the slowness of training AI models. Fortunately, computing power continued to improve, thanks to Moore's law. With the arrival of better hardware, researchers could once again push the boundaries of AI. Today, AI research continues to make significant strides, as deep learning has opened up new possibilities and prospects for the field. The quest for artificial general intelligence, which can rival human intelligence across a broad range of tasks, remains a compelling pursuit. From 2012 onwards, supported by powerful computing capabilities and guided by deep learning algorithms, artificial intelligence entered its third wave, the one we are experiencing today. Looking back at the history of AI, we realize it hasn't been the smooth, rapid progression we might have imagined. The periods of AI downturn have been longer than its periods of success. From 1956 to 1969, AI prospered for 12 years, followed by a 17-year decline. Then, from 1986 to 1995, there was another decade of advancement before another 17-year downturn. The question now is whether this current wave of AI, which began in 2012, will also face a downturn after 10 years, leading to the next AI crisis. Terrence Sejnowski has made several conjectures about this potential future. Firstly, the next AI crisis might not be due to computational limitations but rather due to human limitations. As deep learning becomes more complex, it might become harder for us to understand its results. Deep learning might be akin to alchemy, where we know the computer can produce good results, but it becomes increasingly difficult to explain how those results are obtained. Consequently, adjusting parameters for targeted optimization might become even more challenging. At present, this doesn't pose significant issues, much like when AlphaGo made an inexplicable move during its games against human Go masters. Though the move was difficult to explain, it ultimately led to better results. However, as AI covers more domains like healthcare and autonomous driving, will we trust AI when it provides seemingly inexplicable instructions? Without reasonable explanations, we may hesitate to rely on AI, fearing that an unintelligible command could lead to unintended harm, potentially becoming the next AI crisis. The second conjecture is that the next period of AI calm might arise from our lack of understanding of ourselves. While we have increasingly modeled computer designs after human brains, our knowledge of how our brains actually work remains limited. Despite the significant power of computers, the computational capabilities and exquisite design of the human brain still outperform computers by far. The brain's algorithms seem more advanced than those used in AI. Sejnowski summarizes this as the 100-step rule, suggesting that AI algorithms often fail to reach the right conclusion even after billions of steps, while the brain typically needs only about 100 steps to reach a correct result. For AI to continue progressing, it needs to keep learning from us, but without a deeper understanding of how our brains and bodies work, it might struggle to mimic them successfully. This lack of understanding might hinder the development of AI in fields involving robotics. The third conjecture is that the next AI calm could be a result of limitations in the chip domain. AI's rapid development has relied on the continuous increase in computing power, driven by Moore's law. However, some computer scientists predict that Moore's law is close to its limits. As the number of transistors on a chip can only be scaled down so much before reaching physical limitations, computing power might no longer increase exponentially as before. If computing power stagnates, AI will never achieve the depth of the human brain. Currently, AI can simulate only a small fraction of a single neuron in comparison to the human brain's vast neural network. Without continued exponential growth in computing power, AI might face a period of calm. In conclusion, these three conjectures point to potential challenges that the future of AI might encounter. Our limited understanding of AI results, our own brains, and the constraints on chip technology could all play roles in the next AI crisis or calm. AI's path of development has been rife with doubt and setbacks, but the solutions have always come from the tenacious scientists who never gave up hope during the cold winters of AI. As we anticipate the future, it is essential to recognize that the development of any technology is not solely about riding the wave of popularity but also about the determination to persevere even after the excitement has faded. Those who continue to persist might become the driving force of the intelligent era. This concludes the essential content from this book. Thank you for your support and attention. Please subscribe to the Tim Booker channel, like this video, and share this valuable knowledge with your friends. Let us combine wisdom and practice to achieve our financial goals and create a better future. Thank you, and goodbye.